Welcome back, everybody. As promised, we have another incredible guest for you. And today I'm so excited to introduce you to this woman because you know when you meet someone that is just truly special and you can tell that they are so passionate about what they do and so committed to really helping others and making the world a better place. A couple of weeks ago, I started to research for different shows that we have coming up, and as I do, I looked on Facebook and social media, and I came across this wonderful woman. She was an access conscious healer, facilitator, and we've had a number of those women on our show, so I thought, wow, she sounds interesting, and I started to research her. And she's incredible. She's not only into access, she has her own systems of healing, she does drumming, she does acting. I mean, there's pretty much nothing that this woman doesn't do. So, funny story, we had connected on social media, and you never know what's going to happen when you meet someone online and then you take it offline, but we immediately had this connection and we agreed to meet at a coffee shop and just kind of talk about what we were doing. And we had this funny circumstance where we had missed each other and it was a rainstorm, and then she came to my house and we sat down and we talked. And I was so impressed because she has these retreats she leads, she does these healing sessions, and so I just had to have her on the show. So today I'm so excited to introduce you to Jana Martinez. Welcome.
Thank you, Bonnie. What a nice introduction. Thank you.
It's true. Yeah. How do I explain you? I mean, you're doing like 20 things and you're doing them great and gracefully. So
thank you. Yeah, that was one of my issues at the beginning because I was so worried to tell people everything I did, because I immediately got you're probably not good at any of the things you do. Because it's so easy to just kind of dabble.
Right.
But as you probably already know by now, I'm not a dabbler.
No, you're a driver.
So it was, and people just don't know that, for a while I had a lot of time on my hands. After my divorce, I had a period of being a semi-hermit. I had very, very little human contact. Mm-hmm. And I was faced with the choice of what do I want to do with my life from now on? What's next?
Yes.
I can just, throw myself in front of the Metro North train. I can smash my car against a tree. I can drink antifreeze because they said it tasted like Gatorade. And I thought, well, I'm going to try and do something that's not going to take anybody else down. So as I was researching, here I am researching antifreeze, and somehow EFT tapping found me. Mm-hmm. And you know how you tap on the meridians? It's almost like an acupressure kind of activity that releases trapped energy.
Sure.
So you're supposed to say statements with it, but I was in a state of total loss. I was going through my darkest day, and here I am just contemplating not if I'm going to kill myself, but how I'm going to kill myself. And this thing just shows up. So I started doing the tapping, but I couldn't even formulate thoughts. So the only thing that I could put together with it was the Ho'oponopono prayer. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I'm doing this for hours and hours, and I'm talking, I went through a whole night. So I did this through the entire night. And the minute I started, it was just bawling, just so much trapped and so much pain.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I look at my window, and I don't know if, I know many people have had this experience of going through the dark night. And it was so ironic. I was living in this $1 million home and didn't have heating because, I'd been left with nothing.
Yeah.
And so I'm wrapped in blankets with hot water bottles with my dogs to keep them warm. And I just looked out the window and I just see the sun come out, the first ray of light. And in that moment, I know I'm not going anywhere. So I devoted myself to just studying everything from quantum physics, because I was always interested, and I thought, well, I don't know anything about quantum physics, but what the heck? I have all the time in the world. It sounds great. And all of a sudden I started doing this sound healing, which I started 15 years ago, but I never told anyone because I thought it was so woo-woo and so crazy that I was afraid men in white jackets were going to come and take me somewhere. And so I kept it secret. But as I explored quantum physics, I realized that I was doing quantum physics with the sound. And sound was all about physics, and I did this thing called, I built this drum where I put sand and I sung through the PVC pipe, and I was amazed because I had, all of a sudden I'm looking at sacred geometry. Like I put a little sprinkle of sand, I sing through it in this latex thing that I had created, and I have a perfect hexagon. Wow. And I have these forms, total perfect geometry. I'll show you pictures one day. But then I realized, wait a second, my voice can actually, when I got a hexagon, a perfect hexagon, I knew I was onto something because the water molecules, when they're in a perfect hexagon, they're perfectly structured.
Yeah.
And I also had researched Masaru Emoto from years before.
I love him.
And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm onto something, the hexagon. So if I can, with my voice, structure the molecules of water of people, I can help them come back to health.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. And then, I kind of knew that was happening in my heart of hearts, I had no proof. So then I was teaching a speed reading class, and I had 2 days before I asked God, send me a sign, because otherwise I'm just quitting this sound healing. I'm just moving on, doing my speed reading. I'm perfectly happy. This is going to be great. It's amazing. I'm just going to do that. And at my speed reading class comes this guy who didn't get it too much and said, can you tutor me? I said, absolutely. Turns out he was the vice president to a company called Innovative Medicine. And he had a quantum physics-based antenna that could measure my sound healing. And I got my proof within a week of asking.
Wow. So
everything fell into place, and I thought, well, I think you want me to keep doing this.
So it's a remarkable story, and what I love so much about you is just your honesty. I know that everybody, or most people, a lot of people have felt that way from time to time and have been in a place that feels so dark, and you don't know, maybe you're not shivering because you don't have heat, but you have your own version of it, and you don't know how to move forward. But fast forward, you're now involved in all of these different types of modalities, and I know you have sort of a belief system that you feel everybody can create what they want and get themselves out of that dark moment if they follow that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I call it the 3 Ps. So once you start doing what you're passionate about, right? The first one is passion. So the passion will lead to your purpose, because people are constantly asking, well, what is my purpose? And what is my purpose? Then I think what you have to do is do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
So when you do what makes you happy, then that will lead you to the road of your purpose. Okay. So we're passion, purpose. And then you have to add persistence.
Okay.
And under that P from persistence, you have to have action. Because sitting and praying about it ain't gonna get you anywhere. Yeah. Right? You just have to just go and do what you believe, and do it no matter what. And you're gonna fail. You have no idea how many times. And we've talked about it, how we work and then things don't happen the way we believe that they're supposed to happen. Right. However, I have found in my case that my biggest tragedy turned out to be my biggest blessing.
Yes. That's so true. When you look at it that way, because so many people they have these situations that happen to them, but then they process it as, like, for example, I'll meet people and they introduce themselves and they're like, hi, I'm divorced. And you're like, what? So is like a billion other people. But it's interesting that that's how they identify, and then they go on and tell you the story of how awful it was and he's a jerk, or whatever the case. And other people with illnesses and addictions and things. But then there's other people like you, and I share the same belief that you have those experiences, and then it can propel you into this place that wasn't even possible before.
Exactly. And I always say that, can I say a bad word?
We might have to bleep it,
sort
but
of.
sure.
You can just bleep me out. But, okay, out of the
crap.
crap. Oh, that's a good word. Yeah, I'm Mexican, so sometimes I'm like, I'm at a loss for word.
She's gonna say.
I like the bad words in English because they don't mean that much to me, so I can just say them and get away with it. But anyway, out of the crap come the flowers, right? That's out of manure.
It's so true.
Out of manure come the flowers.
Literally.
Right? Yeah. So I keep saying, okay, just throw it on to me because I am going to be blooming really soon.
Yeah. No, it's so true. Sometimes I know when I've experienced it, when you're a business owner, you have ebbs and flows of that, and there's times when you're like, it's all going to crumble, the ice is melting, it's going to crack. And sometimes I just sit there and it's the worst moment, but in a way it's almost the best because I know the question becomes like, how am I going to get out of this? Not am I, because you don't have a choice, but it's like the worst feeling. And then all of a sudden there's that switch where it just becomes this almost like warming, like, wow, what am I going to do next?
Yes. And then when you ask a question, and that's part of the Access thing that I love so much.
Yeah.
It's ask a question and ask and you shall receive. And asking is not like pleading for stuff. It's just ask a question and the universe shall answer.
Right.
And you don't worry. And every time I do something that just terrifies me, all I do is focus on the what.
Yeah.
Not on the how.
Mm-hmm.
And then let the universe just do whatever it needs to do because it will. It's almost like that movie. I think it's Harrison Ford. What was it called?
I don't know. Which one?
Indiana Jones.
Oh, yes.
Like he steps out into the precipice and then the stairs just like they come underneath his feet, right? And I feel so supported by the universe these days, where before, I'm in my dark night and I just feel I am done. I don't even want to be here anymore. Everything's been taken from me. The day I lost my daughter to stuff, it was just like, I don't want to live anymore. Yeah. And now it's like, whatever happens, I'm like, I wonder what gift is in there.
Exactly.
Where's the gift?
Yeah. So you've transformed. You've helped so many different people with your healings and with Access and with all of the different modalities that you do. And I know you're starting to do some retreats. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It is so exciting, and I get all truth bumpy. I'm doing my first retreat that's not in the country. We're going to the jungle.
Okay.
Near Cancun, in between Cancun and Playa del Carmen, which is 20 minutes away, in the middle of the jungle. And we have a retreat all to ourselves. Only 12 people can come.
Okay.
And the place is all to ourselves. And we're going to have 3.5 days of amazingness. We're going to have a fire ceremony. The first night is releasing everything that doesn't serve us any longer.
Uh-huh.
The next day we do cellular reprogramming and just erasing cellular and energetic memories from your body, from your cells, from every part of you, and culminating that day with a sweat lodge. So just physical, like emotional, physical, just everything. We're just gonna scrub you down and clean you up and get you ready. Then the next day we're gonna get infused with and that day we're doing the juice, which is so exciting, the juice chakras. Like every juice, we drink the juice of the color of the chakras with the energy, special foods, and then I'm doing the singing and the toning and just like doing it one step at a time. And it's a beautiful process because I just see people. I love to take pictures of people when they come in, and the pictures just at the end of the second day, it's like total transformation. The third day, we infuse you with love and light. Mm-hmm. And then we've prepared the soil, right? And then the last day, we just plant the seeds of our dreams.
Amazing.
And then we're off into the world, and it's like, okay, now let's go do it.
Love it. Love it. Wow. Well, so how can people find you? If they're watching and they're interested in connecting, what's the best way?
Well, I'm putting all my platform together, and now the name is JanaHealing.com.
Love it.
JANA, healing.com.
Excellent.
And so you can, my name is Jana Martinez, and you can follow me on Twitter. And if you'd like to just join my mailing list, I will send 3 tools to nix stress in 17 seconds or less.
Okay.
So I'll send that to whomever joins our mailing list. And also I'd be thrilled to send an MP3 with a sound bath, a heart-opening sound bath.
Ooh, I'm going to head on over there and grab one of those. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to connect with such a kindred spirit, and I am very excited. I'm sure we'll have you back after the event to talk about that, and I'm hoping to get to one of those very soon.
You have to
yes,
come.
I have to. That's true.
There's no choice. You're coming.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Yes, and thank you everybody for watching. This has been another incredible day on the BonBon Show, but the show doesn't have to end here. Head on over to bonbon.live, subscribe. You'll get access to more incredible people like Kelly and Hannah that have been on the show today, and over 500 other top thought leaders, experts, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see you on the show. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now. All right, that was great.